Exploration America, back with another one. So on this one, it's going to be another one of those where I talk about states, just because it's not really safe to travel right now. At least I don't think it is, because of the virus and stuff. So I'm going to make a video about New Mexico, but I'm going to give it some kind of a smart ass title. The hell? Okay. That was creepy as hell. I wish I would have been filming right now, because that was creepy. Trying to film a damn video, or trying to record one, I should say, because it's just the audio, and something just slid across my floor, and I don't know what the hell it was, but I heard it. Okay. Anyway, the first town I'm going to talk about is called Raton, New Mexico. Not really much to say about it. It's another one of those mountain towns. It's dying. They tell you not to move there unless you're retired and just waiting to die, pretty much. It's the way it is there. Next town I'm going to talk about is called Clayton, New Mexico. Only real memory I have of that town is working there one time and walking into a building and finding a man dead in a laying there dead in a casket, I guess, waiting for his family to come. Problem is, I had no fucking idea that it was a funeral home. I just walked in because I was told to go there to drop off some stuff, because it was a part of my job at the time, and walked through the door, and all of a sudden there's this casket with a dead guy in it, just sitting there, and no one else was there. Weird as hell. I guess in that state they just put dead people on display and hope someone comes to see them. I don't know. Next town I'm going to talk about is called Santa Fe, New Mexico. Basically, it's an overpriced little town. Some famous people like George R.R. Martin and people, I think Val Kilmer at one time lived there. Dennis Quaid lives there. Not sure who else. I know there's a bunch of celebrities that live there, but I can't think of who they are right now. I think one of them was Julia Roberts, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But I know George R.R. Martin lives there, and Dennis Quaid, because Dennis Quaid hangs out at that one little diner in El Dorado, in the El Dorado area of town. Next town I'm going to talk about is this little shithole town called Tucumcari. Claim to fame is it's a part of Route 66. It's a good little town to go to if you want to buy some drugs or something like that, but other than that, it's a shithole. Basically, it has its claim to fame is it has a what looks like a giant pile of shit with a T on it. And the next town I'm going to talk about is called Clovis, New Mexico. Nothing good to say about it. It has the worst Walmart I've ever seen in my life. I guess they hired a bunch of people that refuse to stock, because the times I've been to that Walmart, the shelves were not stocked. The employees were standing around pretty much jerking each other off. And yeah, I guess it's the state, because the only thing that the state is really known for is druggies and mental patients, which is going to lead into the next town that I'm going to talk about, by the way. The next town is Roswell. Another little... I don't get it. That town is pretty much in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Literally. Takes you hours to get there from anywhere. No matter where you're at in the state, it takes forever to get to Roswell. And the only two things this town of Roswell is known for is the mental hospital and a bunch of nut jobs who believe that little green men are wandering around somewhere. The next town I'm going to talk about is called Alamogordo. It's basically a shithole, like the majority of the state, but it would be good for exploring, which is pretty much the only thing any town in New Mexico would be good for. But other than that, it's just another shithole town and a shithole state, so yeah. It's another town that's just falling apart, just like so many other towns in New Mexico, because the people there are mostly poor and on drugs, and yeah, that's about all I know about that. Next town is Albuquerque. Albuquerque is crazy. The only good thing about Albuquerque is leaving it, pretty much. It's just a big, overhyped town full of drugs and casinos, and I think they have at least one track where you can go and bet on racing and shit like that. But yeah, parts of the town are just overrun with druggies and homeless people and gangs and shit like that. Yeah, Albuquerque sucks. The next town I'm going to talk about is Gallup. Never had a good experience in Gallup. Saw a guy get his head taken off one time there. Literally. Fucking head exploded everywhere. Still see that sometimes. It's just, when you see that type of stuff, you don't forget it. I mean, just, yeah. Got stuck there twice in a blizzard because they closed the freeway. I got stuck there 2 different times in the same blizzard. On my way to where I was going and then on the way back. Crazy. Then Grants. Every time I go through there, there's always someone holding a sign panhandling. Nothing. Oh, and the last time I went through there, I got so sick that I literally had to get a room and spend the night to try to sleep off whatever the fuck I caught from going to the Walmart there. So yeah. Next town I'm going to talk about is called Las Vegas, New Mexico. It's the version of New Mexico. Bleh, the version of Las Vegas. God, I can't talk or think right now. Must be New Mexico. But anyway, Las Vegas, New Mexico is where stupid people go that don't know the difference. But at least they get to keep their money and don't lose it like they would if they went to the real Las Vegas.